Alright folks, so on my channel for the past week or so, I've been reviewing the John Wick films to prep for Nobody, which is sort of a spiritual successor to John Wick, and now I'm going to rank them all. Let's do it. I want to get this out of the way that I did give all of these films a score of an A, and the A tier, which is of course a great score, you know, only lower than the S tier, reserved for the best of the best, remarkable, yada yada. So all of these films are great, very difficult choosing between them, and yeah, just keep that in mind. Coming in at number 4, I am going to have to put John Wick Chapter 2. Now again, good movie, it is an A, it has a score of an A, which is an incredible score, but I did not like it as much as the others for a few reasons. One, I think the film's villain is probably the worst out of any of these films. He's just not very interesting, and I think the plot itself isn't really as strong as all the other films on this list either. Still, typical great action, typical great John Wick character, and you know, not a lot to hate about this film besides the things I mentioned. The plot twist is this really a saving grace of this film, an incredible plot twist at the end. John Wick Chapter 2, number 4. Coming in at number 3, remember, all of these films are an A, but I am going to have to put Nobody. I struggle as to whether or not, you know, this film should be second or third, but I think for now I'm going to put it in third just to avoid that recency bias. I'll say this film is the funniest on the list, and it's obviously, you know, because the other films have comedy, but they're not trying to be sort of a comedy like Nobody is. And I think this film balances that really well. I don't think the main character is quite as interesting as John Wick, but again, and I don't think the action really is as good as it is in John Wick either, but I think when you compare a film to either John Wick the character or John Wick's action, I mean, that's like the highest bar imaginable. So really unfair there. And it has a lot of work going for it, but you know, still great in their own right, still a great character, still great action. Folks, this is a good movie, and it's number 3 on this list. Coming in at number 2, folks, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. This film has the best moments of any movie on this film, and it's not even close, by the way. Just some of the greatest moments in any action movie ever, and certainly in the John Wick franchise. But you know, I mean, and when I say that, I mean, I'm talking about this film has the best plot, the best villain, I'd argue, out of any of the films on this list, in The Adjudicator, and, you know, the best action. Really some incredible action and creative action. And that sort of action that's just special. It makes you, like, smile, and you feel like a psychopath. But it really brings this down is that there's just a lot of really boring scenes. And when you just think about them, you know, I just get tired, to be honest with you. The Morocco scene, the scene in the Continental and the tower at the top, it just goes on for far too long. Still talent in these scenes, of course. You know, the choreography's on point. There's some nice cinematography in the tower fight. Looks nice. It's nice production design. But this film's the least consistent. Adds nice lore. Still an enjoyable watch, but I did get bored. So John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, coming in at number 2. Alright folks, but coming in at number 1 has to be the original John Wick. I'm keeping it simple. You know, excellent action. Really strong character that, as I mentioned, has become iconic, and it all started here. And you know, it's easy to forget how the series started, you know, how small scale it was. You have a car, a dog, and a wife, all getting taken away from this character of John Wick, and he's really vulnerable, and he lashes out, and he's angry, and then consequences follow, and just there's so much joy that comes from hearing everyone discuss his legendary status until you finally actually get to see it play out, and it's so satisfying. That never gets old. It's a great film, a classic, one that isn't quite bogged down by the lore, but adds enough to make it interesting. John Wick is a class. It started this whole thing for a reason. Number 1. Remember, folks, I love all of these films. I gave them all the same score of an A, just different levels on that same tier. If you like this video, you know, check out some of the other reviews of these individual films if you haven't already, folks. I've been EDPC Reviews. You have been amazing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.